My name's Lasheeda Perry and I am a pastry chef. Valentine's Day is right around the corner and I want to show you a dessert that is going to make your lover love you even more, because we are going to make a souffle. We are going to make a ruby chocolate souffle. First, we are going to need to make our meringue. We are making a Swiss meringue. So you need fresh egg white. You want them fresh because that's going to give them full volume. There's nothing hard about making a souffle except the meringue. If your meringue is not whipped to full volume, then your souffle is not going to rise. In order to make a Swiss meringue, all we have to do is heat our egg whites and sugar. We're going to heat them just until that sugar dissolves. We want it to be completely dissolved, no sugar granules. And essentially a double boiler is a pot that's filled with water. You bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, turn that heat off, and that residual heat is going to allow our egg whites and sugar to heat up. You don't have to stand there and whisk it. Just keep an eye on it though, because we're not making an omelet here. We just want that sugar to dissolve. While that's dissolving, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ramekins. So let's go ahead and start melting our pretty ruby chocolate. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm just gonna break them up a little bit. And remember that double boiler we had? I'm gonna just hang it right on there and let it melt. But we have our sugar and egg whites dissolving. We have our chocolate melting, so let's go ahead and prep our ramekin. We need to brush them with softened unsalted butter and then coat them with granulated sugar. Grab that softened butter, and then I'm just gonna brush the inside. This step is very important because it's going to prevent our soufflés from sticking to the dish. That way they rise nicely. All right, now that we have them coated with butter, we're going to add the sugar. And now just like that, it's coated with sugar. And now our ramekins are ready. Let's go ahead and set them aside and let's check on our egg whites and sugar and our chocolate. All right, so next we are going to make our souffle base. We're going to take some whole milk, about 3/4 of it, and add it to a small pot. Let's add a little bit of sugar. We're going to place it on the heat and we want that to come to a simmer. While that's heating, let's go ahead and grab our egg yolks. To that, we're going to add the rest of that milk, a little bit of vanilla bean paste, then we're going to add some flour. And next we're essentially going to temper. Temper is when it's a heat and cooling process, because right now this is really cold, our egg yolk mixture. So I'm going to take some of that warm liquid from the pot, pour a little bit in just to make the temperature warm. That way when I dump it back into the pot, it'll all cook together and become nice and thick. See, now it's nice and smooth. And now I'm going to dump it back into this pot, making sure I'm whisking it until it becomes nice and thick. There we go. Look at that. That's what we want, nice and thick. That's thick. We can save the rest for later. It's time to whip our meringue. We're going to whip the meringue to stiff peaks. Make sure that I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and add my base to the chocolate. Look at that! I'm going to take 1/3 of this meringue and I'm going to mix it into that chocolate base to loosen it up a bit. There we go. See? Now it's more fluid. I'm gonna take another third. Now this time I'm gonna be gentle, but working pretty fast. I'm gonna take the rest of that meringue. At this point, I wanna make sure that all of the meringue is fully incorporated. Because if I leave any chunks of meringue, they're gonna remain throughout the baking process. That's looking good. So now it's time to portion it into our ramekins. I like to use an ice cream scoop. It's just easier to work with and more consistent. Oh yeah. Into the oven. They're going to bake for roughly 15 to 17 minutes. I'm so excited. Oh, tell me these are not beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, we did that. They're very hot, so be careful. I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of powdered sugar. And then I made some chocolate hearts here, because remember, it's Valentine's Day. Yes, look at that. These souffles taste very good with a scoop of ice cream, vanilla, dulce de leche, whatever you like. Whipped cream is good as well. A little sauce, or if you just want to eat it by itself, do that too, because that's what I'm about to do now. That's so good. I'm excited. I look pretty. I feel pretty. My desserts are pretty. We are pretty. And we're ready for Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed the Ruby Chocolate Souffle. See you next time, Flying Tomato. Bye.